I didn't click that, and now I'm just like, oh, you're going the other way. Why? Now I have to do a lap.
Because...
Because fuck you.
Because you're in a really weird car. Your car has a mind of its own, it's actually your mother. Will come back to life as a car.
This is a mixture of Knight Rider and My Mother the Car.
Like in the documentary, My Mother the Car.
It's a weird show. There's clips of it on YouTube.
Yes.
That was TV. That was TV in the olden days.
That was weird American television.
Did you ever see that other show, Small Wonder, about the little girl who was a robot?
I know of it. I never watched it. I never watched
loads
much
of
American television.
I think that came on right before Punky Brewster.
I think British... I mean, you grew up in Australia, but British television was good enough we didn't have to import that much American stuff.
We import heaps.
I know.
So it's just
if it's
nothing but British and American shows, and
all...
occasionally we'd produce something with a Canadian company.
Yeah.
So, like, Round the Twist, there's a great piece of Australian export of terrifying fucking Paul Jennings stories.
Yeah, I watched the shit out of that when in Britain.
Yeah, that's I didn't know it got exported. I didn't know it was like a fucking thing. So
there was, I think I've told you before, quite a lot of Australian children's dramas got exported.
Yeah, the one thing we made.
I remember thinking it must be Australia's major export.
It probably tragically is, because we barely make anything else. Because as local content rules count like game shows and news.
What's going on? There's a crowd of people.
Dooley's really's got his hands full. So yeah, there's a subplot of like there being a gremlin at the police station who's playing pranks, which doesn't seem responsible. And here's one of the pranks.
Okay.
There's a chicken in Dooley's office.
Why is it rolling around on the desk?
I don't know, maybe it's in the throes of birth.
It literally just looks like it's doing rolls. So
yeah, there's someone going around the office playing silly buggers.
That's an elaborate prank. I'm guessing Lytton... I'm guessing Lytton is surrounded by rural communities.
Probably. I think there's a farm somewhere in Lytton. I don't know, there's like a patch that looks like farm.
In California?
Yeah, why not?
What the fuck grows in California?
I don't know, raisins.
Besides lunatics.
Raisins, bikers, and lunatics, and cults.
Yeah.
And marijuana.
Oh, his skin tone just changed as he was doing that.
Changes to full white when he wants to exercise authority.
Why are we, as well as following police procedures, also following Sonny Bonds' atrocious social life?
Yeah, it's watching Sonny socialize. So now you have to shower and go to a fucking cafe.
This is the bit that would be skipped in most police procedurals.
Yeah,
unless like there was going to be a drive-by shooting at it or something.
Yeah, like those bits in Law and Order where it's like, oh, you know, here's the results of 8 hours of canvassing. You don't see the 8 hours of canvassing.
I'm almost afraid to check how much video is left.
Dun, 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 dun. I gotta play some of those Law and Order games.
If we're not halfway, I'm gonna be quite annoyed. Fuck!
We're almost halfway.
Fucking... No, we're fucking not. We're a third.
It's like 3 hours. What do you... Dude, I had to play it.
At least you could have done was check for a speed slider. So you could saunter very quickly everywhere. I'm pretty sure it would have had one. Most Sierra games did.
It probably does. You'll probably see it when I save the game, so I wasn't looking for it.
Yeah.
2, 6, and my number of toes, 9.
I was going to say, this is just the number of times I've masturbated this week. See, it's not a great code for a locker, because you have to increment it by 20 at the end of every day.
I kept worrying that, like, 'cause it keeps mentioning that I'm going to get mildew on my towel, and, like, part of me was worrying that I'm just like, this is going to be a Sierra kill screen coming up, like, towel mildew evolved and ate you.
You died of mildewy towel.
Yeah, it attacked your genitals.
Everyone hates you so much because of your mildewy towel.
Yeah. Like when you don't wipe in Leisure Suit Larry, and it's just like, you smell like poo, game over, haha.
You are shunned by society, you must now go and join a Tibetan society of monks.
That rub poo on each other.
Yes. and have shitty towels.
That one guy has got to be so fucking pruned.
You're going to have to wear that mildewy towel as a robe for the rest of your life.
Yeah, get a scarlet M burnt into your head. Mildewy. Pants are white on the rack, black on me.
Yes.
And I'm not allowed to, which is a shame, because I think the white dress pants look good on anybody.
They look kind of green to me.
Yeah, the colour kind of changes a little bit.
Is it like Conrad's t-shirt in Flashback? Because that, depending on what version of Flashback you played, that thing kept changing colour from scene to scene. Like in the main gameplay it was pink, in some cutscenes it was white, in some cutscenes it was blue.
We haven't decided what colour it's going to be this time, fuck it.
Well, of course, in that game you were up against shape-changing aliens, so maybe that was the twist.
So it turns out he was a replicant after all.
Just your vest was. That's how they knew. That's how they knew where you were.
Gonna give it the vest camp test.
Oh, it's raining. But my windows have been fixed, so I don't mind so much.
With filthy, filthy glass.
Well, the
That's
tradies...
fascinating. The glaziers just came in, yeah, here's a bit of bum glass, have it.
Well, the tradies who came in to do it weren't exactly, you know, wearing top hats and tails when they were doing it.
So they were tradies.
Yeah, and they were like treading dirt in the carpet all the way through.
A friend...
Sodbury was quite incensed.
When I was in high school, a friend of mine was having his house renovated while he was still living there, and he just woke up one morning to his door gone. His bedroom door was gone, and just two tradesmen fucking monkeying around with his door jamb. One of them bashes his finger with a bit of wood, and the other one just goes, "You fucking dickhead!" And that was like the first 30 seconds of his morning.
Yeah, that was kind of the impression I was getting. I shouldn't talk shit. They did fix my windows.
All tradies are scum, is the point that Cormac's trying to get to.
Right.
I think. This minute's slowing down to try and work out where I'm going.
Right. So, read any good books lately?
I'm continuing to go through the Culture series by Ian M. Banks when he's writing his sci-fi.
Okay.
So I am now up to the Player of Games, which is already an awful lot better than Consider Phlebas.
Seems a bit redundant. That's like saying the Barber of Hair.
That'd be a good name for a barber. Because then you'd be kind of... Because there are so many barbershops these days that are like combination barber, tattoo parlor, and coffee store bar.
The prostitute of blowies.
Hello, I'm the whore of vaginas.
Look at the olden days when barbershops were also doctor's surgeries and dentists.
Yeah. We have sharp metal things, so we'll do all your sharp metal thing jobs.
We truly lived in nightmarish times a couple of 100 years ago.
Oh yeah. Well, isn't the barber pole, like, or is this an urban legend? Like the blood and pus spiraling into a draining bucket? Because it was a boil lancery as well.
That does sound like an apocryphal story, yes.
I don't know, I've read that in a few places, but I've never bothered to really check.
Maybe they just wanted a distinctive colour, so you'd know that was a barber.
Come and get your pus strained!
Like how you know someone's a conservative because they wear a blue tie.
Really? I didn't know that.
A conservative politician, because that's the colour of their party.
Huh. Is that an American thing?
In the UK.
Oh, okay.
In the UK, the Conservatives are blue,
Huh.
and Labour are red. Labour, the traditionally more working class party.
And then Tony Blair happened for a while.
Well, yes. In old Tory Tony. But in America, it's the other way around. The Republicans are red, and the left-wing Democrats are blue.
Everything's... And, yeah, our Conservative Party in Australia is called the Liberal Party.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
It's confusing.
And our hyper-conservative racist party is called the Gay Marriage and Free Weed Party.
Wow, this joint is jumping.
I know, look at it.
Is that Steve?
There is a speed slider.
Sitting rigid with fury at the table.
Yeah,
with his teeth grinding away.
Steve, I don't think this is Steve, exactly. I think this is another guy. Because we have to be nice to him now, because he's having troubles, Yahtzee. We're helping him.
Help the man with his troubles, you monster.
Yeah, we're going to be nice to a human being.
What have you done?
There's it glitching again, and then...
What was that image?
I rebooted the save. Guess. Try and figure out what movie that's a scene from.
Was that your desktop wallpaper?
No,
Oh.
I actually found a thing that lets me make GIFs desktop wallpapers again, so I alternate between a really nice high HD one of the dude just tapping his finger listening to his Walkman, and one of Zed from Pulp Fiction doing Eeny Meeny Miny Mo.
Jesus Christ, it's yellow-skinned Jim Belushi.
Ah, God. Is him in a tanning booth. I wonder what Jim's up to.
We're making another shitty sitcom?
Yep, I'm gonna guess that too.
So that picture I saw briefly looked like someone standing on a gantry.
The wrong brother lived. Yes. Yes.
Or someone with a gun on a gantry?
No. So this is 20 questions. I'll yes and no, yes and no's. You'll get yes and no's.
I didn't see much.
No, you did not. But we've already got a lot. Gantry, not a gun.
Was it a film made in the 80s?
No.
Was it science fiction?
Yes.
Was it Aliens?
Close.
Was it in the Alien series?
Yes.
So it was Alien.
No.
Alien 3?
No.
Alien Resurrection?
Yes.
Ah.
That is Ron Perlman doing his gorilla impression at the start of Alien Resurrection.
Before he dropped the knife in Dominic Pignon's leg?
Yep, exactly that moment.
Yes, I remember that.
I'm your fake maid here for a dance.
Jesus Christ. And this
sexy in progress.
And this guy is really fucking miserable, isn't he? And this is gonna help, is it?
Yeah, it's gonna cheer him up. For some fake female attention and meaningless sexuality. That's.
He's not even looking at it.
Should have done some stretches.
This is the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my life. Hey, did you get a good look of the skirt?
Happy
Have
birthday,
another go.
Doc Pip. Yeah.
Oh, okay, he was really into that.
Yeah, apparently he enjoyed the shit out of that. No, there's a bit later where he's really sad.
She's done. Not getting paid by the hour here.
That excruciating process. Yeah, this is great. I'm happy. Look at my face.
I'm not really getting a happy vibe from his sprite there. Jeez, thanks for the great time. I'm having a lovely evening.
You're a stud among muffins. And I swapped shifts with this guy, so now I have to go straight back to work, having had no sleep.
Well, you're just that dedicated, and as we've established, you're also a department store dummy.
Yeah, well, I'll just go into evidence, take a few bumps, perk me right the fuck up, straight back to work. Yeah!
So after police quest, you had trouble finding work, so you had to take a recurring role in the Condemned series.
I'm one of the bums.
As one of the department store dummies that scare you.
The one that has the eyes all drawn on it.
It's the ones where they're all arranged randomly in a room, and as you leave the room, you hear a noise behind you, and you turn around, and then they're all standing right behind you, staring at you.
That's cool.
It was pretty well done.
I like that moment.
So good, they did it in both games.
I think that's a really sad part of like the sequelitis of games, is just redoing that one moment we enjoyed and...
Yeah. What happened in the second game, I came into the room full of department store dummies, and I was like, we're doing this again, alright, eh? Alright, I'll just move for the door, let's start the conga. Oh, what was that sound? Oh, conga time! Da, 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 da. Mannequins in the conga.
We're not going to touch you. Dun 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 dun.
We just want to admire you for a second.
We just want to be near your human skin.
There was enough of Condemned 2 I liked that I'd want to play it again, but only if it came out on Steam, and it never does.
Yeah, I played a little bit of 1 on Steam. But,
well, we did it on this channel, didn't we?
That's right. Forgot about that.
Memory like a sieve. And we only made like 50 of those things. How could you forget one?
Should have an encyclopedic knowledge of the things I do. I should check the TV tropes page. That'll have a good long rundown.
Yeah.
I hope that's more than one person maintaining that.
You can always keep track of someone to psychotically remember the details.
Good on you, champ. Good on you.
There's someone who diligently transcribes all my zero punctuation videos every single week for the wiki.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Sometimes I like to check just to see where they got things wrong.
You should contact them.
No,
Start criticizing them.
I'm just going to mention them here and then let them stew on how much they've misheard.
How many errors, like, just off the top of your head? Like, are they frequent or are they rare?
Oh, there's usually 1 or 2 a week.
Ooh, 1 or 2 a week, Mr. Transcriber.
Well, there's a lot of stuff apparently they don't hear so well, so they just replace with to do.
That's just sloppy.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I
mean, if you're gonna go to the effort of doing that, fucking do it right.
Yeah, I just at least listen over it a few times, make an educated guess based on context.
Yeah. To do.
I didn't think I slurred that much.
No, that's... So you present rather clearly. I mean, you sit there, you get it going, you don't flub your lines, because it's all edited and...
Well, I
put
do
together all neat.
Well, I do attempt to speak very, very fast.
'Tis your business.
People still don't believe it. Saw another post today from someone saying Yahtzee obviously doesn't speak that fast. He obviously artificially speeds his voice up.
It's not even that fucking quick. Like, YouTube, the world's fastest talker, he did a bunch of ads. He played Blur in the Transformers movie.
Yeah, I mean, I tone it down a bit just so it's comprehensible.
Yeah.
Just so I can enunciate.
I mean, that guy spoke fucking quickly.
Peter Piper, Peter Picker, Pickle Peppers.
Where's the Pecker Pickle Peppers, people Piper picked?
Exactly. But, you've practiced that. I can do that off a piece of text I've never seen before.
Shower time. Well, I don't know. I'm told I speak quickly just normally. So,
I'm gonna look at a random...
Yeah, here we go, naysayers.
Yeah.
You'll say nay no more. A nay to your nays.
I do cut out the pauses for breath because I figure nobody wants to hear that. Yeah, exactly. That just doesn't sound good, especially when you smack your chops like that.
Come on, motherfucker.
Sorry, I'm just opening my Wikipedia.
Yeah, get a wiki out.
I go to a random
article.
page. Oh, it doesn't seem to be an option for going to a random page.
Well, shit. Now everything's ruined.
Yeah, I'll just go to the last page I was looking at, which I believe was Kenneth Kaunda, the first president of Zambia.
Interesting.
Okay, Kaunda is the youngest of 8 children, born to an ordained Church of Scotland missionary and teacher. He followed his father's steps in becoming a teacher. He was at the forefront of the struggle for independence from British rule, dissatisfied with Nkumbula's leadership of the African National Congress. Yes.
Suck a dick, naysayers.
There you go.
That's live. I watched him do that.
Yeah.
That had, like, names and shit in it.
Yeah, African names.
Yeah, that stuff will throw you for a goddamn loop. About the only thing that's worse is, like, Old Greek.
My parents told me a story that after my first day at school, my teacher sort of took my mother aside and said, "Have you done much literary education with Benjamin before you brought him to school?" And Mum said no, because why would she? And my teacher said, because he's got a reading age of 9. Because, you see, it's not just talking fast, it's reading fast as well.
Yeah.
And bearing in mind, like, 9, and then when you start school, you're like 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could read before I went to school. And did they give me any advanced reading programs? No.
I think it was Tintin books with me.
Foot Rot Flats and Garfield comic compilations. One of my aunts just gave me fucking shitloads of them.
Yeah, doing that saunter again. But we seem to be cradling our head on the desk like we were. Incredibly sad.
I just want it to end.
I just want to meet one other person who's also a department store dummy. I just want to know I'm not alone.
Feelings.
The only person who deigns to talk to me looks like they've got a shit waterfall on their head.
Oh, Miss Shit Waterfall, you're so pretty.
It's just the brown palette they're using for this game.
Yeah, it is a particularly poo brown.
Yes, it's a particularly warm and chestnutty brown. Not here on this screen.
Healthy color.
We're getting more beige with the browns on this screen.
They actually have some beige. 7th in the league. Okay, so I'm back starting my new shift again because I agreed to swap shifts with a guy and then forgot because I'm a really well-organized police officer.
You know what? I think you just sleep in the car because I am. I mean, you seem to have a pretty advanced sat nav here.
I Yeah, it's amazing. I'll zoom in like this is where you
just
are.
have- you
This is
just
a
have
real-time Google Earth.
Just press that you need to turn at some point and then have a kip.
This is in the future. So it's now with one of Elon Musk's self-driving police cars.
The alternative future where there weren't breathalyzer tests.
It turns out they're completely inaccurate anyway. There we go.
Hey, domestics!
Yeah.
They're always fun.
Here's, yeah, it's kind of interesting, the domestic, though, because you can't actually go to it.
Okay.
Yeah. The domestic is a flag to lead you into a direction. Like, you have to be over a certain side of town in order for you to be able to really do this next bit properly.
So we're just going to leave someone beating their wife?
Yeah, it's funnier that way.
Okay.
Smack.
Well, that's an unmodern attitude. Could easily be a man being beaten by a vicious lady.
There was a woman across the road when I was living in Goodna, and she'd, like, go into full technical boxing combinations on her husband.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, no, because that relationship was just a brawl. It was weird. Sometimes it was him, sometimes it was her. The cops would just show up and arrest whoever was least bruised.
Well, that often tends to be the case. With, I mean... This was the observation Erin Pizzey made when she opened shelters for battered women, that often battered women that came to the shelter were themselves the instigators of the violence.
Well, sometimes, people are just violent. There's a lot of it.
Well, yeah, but it's nothing to do with which one's physically stronger.
No.
Which is why it's a shame there's still law that assumes that.
Well, there was a...
That's me getting my MRA on.
So yeah, I go westbound on Lily, I'm thinking, alright, there's gonna be a domestic violence scene or something where I have to talk to a person and not shoot him or some shit. Nothing happens, and then you just sort of dawdle around and it goes, something more exciting!
Yeah, I guess it'll just work itself out.
Yeah, you just let them tire themselves out, they'll be
And
fine.
6 months later, the body is discovered.
What's that smell?
Beaten to death with a golf trophy.
No, the woman across the road just used to do it bare knuckles style. Because the dude had strength, but she had speed, man. Like, you just watch her fucking weave and just fucking wear him
Yeah, it was
down.
like fucking Zangief versus Chun-Li in there.
Pretty fucking much, man. Like, and people would stand and watch just because, it's the fucking dead shit suburbs.
Stand
That's
and
what you
watch
do.
and clap along.
Gawk until the cops show up.
Yeah, try and encourage them to do it to a rhythm.
Fight. Yeah, so here we go. Stolen Mercedes.
Okay, that's the one that was mentioned earlier, wasn't it?
Yes.
Connected to a larger dirty crime.
Dirty. See, like, okay, just above the
That was a rather camp voice you put on there. Ooh, you're a dirty boy, aren't you?
like, you see that just, like, on the second little cube from the top right on the left there, that looks like a farm.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Next to the car park.
Yeah, and then another farm.
Yeah,
So the farming and car park.
farm. That's the city of Lytton for you.
City planning. Fuck
Yes.
it.
And I see the city was laid out by someone who only had graph paper.
I've played a lot of SimCity. So there's actually a lot of farmland. I mean, that looks
And
like
there's
some
a
corn.
nuclear power plant just north of the farm. Who
This
the
is-
fuck laid this city out? Because they were shit at it. Look,
I'm like-
farm, nuclear power plant, child's baseball stadium, McDonald's.
The glow from the plant just makes it so they don't have to have, like, big lights for the stadium.
Yeah. It's so everyone can have cheap power. That's SimCity thinking, that
Yeah.
is.
Get a power station close to where people are using it. It's just...
Yeah. Hey, why is the standard of living going down? Jesus, I built 2 stadiums. What do you want?
What's with the ugly children?
Why have I got 5 legs?
I'm going for a gallop.
Why are we looking at the heat event? Actually, I'm going to withdraw that question. Why is there a special text for looking at the heat event?
You will have to ask the creators of Police Quest. Which I think... Is it a Ken Williams one? I'll look it up. I know it said it at the start,
Well, I know they sort of gave the police officer consultant guy a big credit. Hey!
Yeah.
Somehow intercepted the stolen car again.
I drove around. and
Again,
then-
you got lucky.
Yeah. Jim Walls.
You're just no good at policemanning at all, are you? I think that was the policeman, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, the character whose name and appearance was loosely based off his son, Sonny Walls.
Another shitty ass. district.
Yeah.
Well, what do you expect? They built a nuclear power plant next door.
This is the radioactive strip club.
Wait a minute.
3 boobs are the normal.
This guy named his son Sonny.
Yeah. There's a woman who's in, like,
I bet he didn't actually name that. I think he just forgot after a while.
yeah, fucking Sonny. There's a woman who is running in for a seat in Brisbane in the upcoming election called Grace.
Well,
So, I'm gonna vote for her because it looks like she can put up with a lot of shit. She can still get things done. Yep, that's what happens when you get out.
oh, you died.
Yep. Ooh, see, without backup. So it gives you, like, little clues.
Jesus Christ, there's a skull.
My head is a ball. Look at it, it's perfectly round. There's my leg sticking out of the... Slammed my leg in the car door.
Ow! Oh!
Sonny has an owie. Sonny has an owie.
I'm bad at policing.
Ugh, I'm no good at this. So, yeah, you gotta click around and... Anxiously. You were trained, Sonny, for God's sake.
Something about this vehicle ain't kosher. I don't think it was killed painlessly.
It was not overseen by a rabbi. Oh, okay, so we got a call for backup. Basically, everything you do wrong here gets you shot.
Call for backup. Just give me 24 hours, Chief. The cops driving on the pavement, I see. Oh, my goodness. I'm not even sure what to make of that.
Oh, why did you send me Spudhead? Alright, so now we got some backup.
Alright.
Things are a little bit safe.
Now we've got a gun on the perp.
Yep. So
Can we get out of the car now?
Yeah, we gotta get our leg out from the door, which is nice.
See, that guy with the gun had the starey eyes. He'd been waiting all day for this.
Yeah.
He's thinking, shit, he's not black.
God, what do we do? Can't
Damn
just
it,
sprinkle
suppose
crack
we-
on this one.
Damn, we need to talk to the guy.
With words. Get to the vehicle! Police! Yeah, and if you don't talk to him in time, that happens. And there's a few of those in this where there's just sort of mysterious windows where you're meant to talk to, like, people. And there's one later that was driving me fucking nuts.
And now, the album cover that is your life.
Hello, I'm Officer Skullomania.
So we're just gonna have to do all that again.
Yeah, but I somehow breezed through it this time.
Okay, well when the backup's arriving, I'm gonna make a funny noise. Meow! You see, there was a cat there.
Yeah, that noise told a story.
Yeah, as all the good noises do.
The story of Heathcliff, the now
Except
dead
the
cat.
noises that you hear when a friend goes into your toilet for a monster shit. Those stories...
Halt.
Those noises tell a story you don't want to hear.
Story of irritable bowel syndrome. Hey, you can't use swears.
Hey, it's that guy who was in Groundhog Day and was later had his own series called Get a Life. Who am I talking about?
Oh god, because I've seen all of Get Alive too, it's a good show. Chris.
That guy, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Damn it, I know him. He used to write for Letterman. Chris Elliott.
Yes, it's Chris Elliott.
Chris Elliott. Get a Life was a fun show, I enjoyed it.
I think your cop friend might have been Bill Murray.
Yeah,
It's a Groundhog Day reunion.
Chris Elliott, Bill Murray. Having a lot of fun. Come with me, Chris Elliott.
And again, he's walking by himself.
Yeah, you just let him.
He pulled a gun.
No.
You should be manhandling him all the way, bashing his head on the roof of the car when you let him in.
Yeah, that's what you get for fucking shooting me twice in the other dimension. Why are they called Miranda rights?
Awesome burst!
Oh!
That guy has weird pleasures.
There is nothing else in his life but police work, and he doesn't even enjoy that.
Well, you'd think he and Sonny Bonds would get on then. Hey,
Ooh.
why is the interior of your car made of solid gold? Are you King Midas?
Those drug dealers and their fancy rides.
Huh. Is he a drug dealer then?
Yeah.
603456218 60345.
One thing this has is
just
a
catchy.
fairly bad case of Sierra guess where to click.
Hey, it's a book. Oh,
Ooh, a little black book.
Oh, is this all the bad stuff I did.txt?
Yeah. Kept in plain text, obviously.
They always have one of those, don't they?
Big book, crimes I've committed.
Yeah.
Details.
Diary of a big, nasty criminal.
Forward by Steve Martin.
Dear Diary, today I committed another dastardly crime. Man, cops are shit. I'm gonna do another one. Like, right after I'm finished writing this. Don't even need to, it's just so easy.
It's just, yeah, they never catch me. So, like...
I certainly won't be regretting these words when it's found by the investigative team.
So I have to get the boot open.
And now to write 700 times my reasons for murdering women.
Number 1, they're there.
Number 2, because the Archangel Gabriel and his dog told me to.
This dog used to us.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was a button, that grey blob.
Oh, was it?
It's...
Pixel hunting jamboree. Oh no! Highland toffee! You'll swing for this!
I assume the leafy substance to be marijuana. You don't want leafy marijuana. Like, that's just...
Well,
bad
no!
weed, no.
He's smuggling Highland toffee and DVDs of the Green Planet. Thought you'd take them to a car boot sale, did you? Well, we have a dim view on bootleggers in this city.
Yeah.
Dear Diary, today I bootlegged several DVDs of The Green Planet and some Highland toffee. You know, the life of the criminal isn't proving as glamorous as they said it would be.
Never is.
The boss swore he'd let me get onto at least slightly racier DVDs by now.
I want to see boobies.
I mean, even some Shannon Tweed Cinemax would,
Some video nasties.
would be acceptable at this point. Not even illegal. I just want some.
I'm gonna make a legal copy of this for personal use.
Boy, I hope the recording device doesn't run out of batteries.
Yeah, actually, will it do that?
Well, it's been on 2 bars for the last hour or so. I think we're all right.
Keep an eye out for it. We've gone through longer than this. I mean, wasn't
I think normality was about the same, really.
I think normality was 3.5 hours, if memory serves.
Oh, just gonna check again.
A long haul.
Well, I think we're just past the halfway point.
Jesus.
So the question is, do I split this into 3 videos over 3 weeks? Or keep it to 2?
I'd go 3.
You just don't want to have to work for 3 weekends. You big lazy bones.
Well, it's 3 hours, so then you got like 3 1 hour.
We should make the most of this time. You're not back to school till February. You
Nope.
big slacker, you.
Back for the hard grind again.
I'm working. I have to catch up on the 2014 titles I missed before the end of January. Few Coast is Clear games start coming out.
What titles are you catching up on?
Well, I've played a few things. I've been playing This War of Mine.
What's that like?
It's alright. I've played some Little Big Planet 3. I played Elite Dangerous. I played some Five Nights at Freddy's.
What's Five Nights at Freddy's like?
I don't really like that kind of thing. It's more of an endurance test than a horror game.
Huh.
Although I'm probably gonna do a review that at least incorporates it at some point.
Like a grab bag.
Yeah.
Shut up, Chris Elliott.
I mean, yeah, I didn't really play much of it, but there is a lot I want to say on the subject of that sort of thing.
Fascinating.
Yeah, that sort of...
Is it a horror? I thought it was a horror game.
Yeah, it's horror.
Okay.
It's like basically nothing but jump scares. It's very YouTube fodder friendly.
Oh.
Very scare cam friendly. Yep, we're just gonna let him walk by himself while we check our mail.
He's not a drunk, he's a hardened criminal, he'll be fine. I'm sure he won't try to run away at all.
Yeah, he knows the score. The boss is gonna get the pricey lawyers in.
Yeah. Gotta put my gun in a little locker, a little P.O. box.
I call my friend, you ever heard of Bill Murray? Yeah, he's a pretty big wheel around these parts.
He's also a lawyer.
He's
Lawyer Murray.
He's a lot of things.
Professional insane person.
You're gonna buzz in like it's an apartment building. Yeah,
Yep.
in you go, pattern baldness. Hey, how did we enter first? I thought he'd done a runner for a second.
Magic.
Oh.
Loudly threaten the life of a police officer in front of witnesses. Fucking genius.
You're not good at this trading barbs thing, Mr. Department Store Dummy.
No.
You will be the one who is ashamed, because I will not be seeing you for a few years, for you will be going to jail.
Yeah, I remember thinking that when I read it. It's just like, that's the... No, you are. You are.
Actually, you will not be coming back for me. You think you must be mistaken.
You are incorrect in your thought.
Makes me think of that scene.
Ha ha ha.
That makes me think of that scene from Monkey Island 1 where the guy's teaching you insult sword fighting and he throws you you fight like a dairy farmer line, and one of the possible responses is, I think you have me mistaken for somebody else. I am not a farmer. Just missed the point. That's the bad way to counter a jokey insult.
What was the response to it again? Your mother, you fight like a cow?
How appropriate
Yeah.
you fight like a cow, famously. And the sword fighting insults were written by Orson Scott Card, as I think I've said before.
Why does that name ring a bell?
Yeah, he wrote Ender's Game.
Oh, yeah.
And
I've never read Ender's Game.
I apparently had some dodgy views on homosexuals.
I was going to say, a noted homophobe.
And we took the cuffs on again, off again. Everyone calls us a pig all the time.
Yeah.
I think we're just completely jaded to it at this point.
Water off a duck's back, Sonny.
Just a whoop. Yep.
Water off a duck's back.
More attractive people than you have called me a pig today, sir.
That other cop's head's just collapsed into his neck.
Well,
I've done a lot of coke.
Well, you're the department store dummy cop, and he's just the fence post cop. He's just a fence post in a shirt and a wig.
Mother was a fire hydrant. Slowly, it gets darker. I turn Asian briefly. Oh, now I'm back.
Is that some crack about Asians having yellow skin, you big racist?
Filthy nips. Back into the car. Now I can only get into the police car when I'm fully white.
Of course.
We run a white ship around here.
I think we're running a bit dry here.
No.
I think I need a stimulant.
Go make another, yeah, lick it up again.
I don't know. You're shit at filling. Alright, fine. Back in a minute. I apologise for the next minute of your life, listeners.
Let's skip ahead 30 seconds. People are that bothered by the filling you. They got worse lives than this next 30 seconds. I wonder how long it takes you to make your beverage. Why don't you just have a big glass of tequila?
It makes me happy. How come tequila?
Yeah. Stiff on the tequila arts, come on. You can do it. The driving in this is really just pointless and excruciating busy work. I think it was their one attempt at doing like a sort of unique gameplay mechanic. It's like, what do cops do? Well, they patrol. Tequila sunrise. Just do shots like a normal man.
Sunrise, the margarita, break your heart in the desert pizza.
What song is that?
It's Tequila by Terrorvision.
Yeah, haven't heard it.
I watched the music video for that the other day, and I didn't realise Sean Hughes was in it. I haven't seen Sean Hughes in quite a while.
Who's Sean Hughes?
He's an Irish comedian.
Ah. Well, how's that mystery solved?
He was on Nevermind the Buzzcocks a lot. I don't know if he still is.
I always like when comedians find, like, their retirement program. Kind of like Alan Davies with QI.
Yeah, and most of the goodies on... I'm sorry, I haven't a clue.
Well, good. They deserve a reasonably comfortable...
Yeah, it's a good
Wind
show as well.
down.
I'm sorry, I haven't a clue. I listen to it fairly religiously and have done since I was a kid.
Yeah. So is it a radio program, or...?
Yes, it's a radio panel show. Well, they call it the antidote to panel games. They just... there's no, like, theme for anything. They just do silly things.
Fair enough.
like sing one song to the tune of another. There was a really good one of that on YouTube where they had David Mitchell in, and they had him sing the lyrics to A Whiter Shade of Pale to the tune of The Muppet Show. And it fits really well.
We'll look at that later.
We danced the light fandango, turn cartwheels across the floor. I was feeling kinda seasick and the crowd singing out for more.
That does fit well.
Yeah.
I had never thought of that, like putting different lyric covers.
Yeah.
And I suppose I'm not much the musical type. So now we're starting to make inroads into.
Oh, we're making some progress, are we?
Yeah, we've actually kind of arrested someone who has something to do with fucking drugs.
Great.
So
Does that mean we're going to run into Bane?
Yes.
You arrested my male pattern boardness partner, Mr. Bonds.
I know Chris Elliott's humor isn't for everybody.
That's not Bane. You gotta put your hands over your mouth when you do Bane. Otherwise it's not Bane.
I don't know. I remember him from other medium where he's not, like, talking through a weird butthole mask.
Or perhaps he's wondering why someone should shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane. Oh, I love that scene.
But, yeah, so now we,
It's got Littlefinger in it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The actor who plays Littlefinger.
Whose name I can't remember. He was also in, The Wire.
I remember I first saw him in the British Queer as Folk.
Huh. The original Queer as Folk.
Yes.
The queerest of folk.
Quite a few years back now.
It was Russell T Davies, I think, first at bat for the TV, wasn't it?
Yes. And I remember there being a lot of Doctor Who references in that show.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Because I know Russell had written Bad Therapy, if memory serves, which was one of the Virgin Doctor Who New Adventures.
Okay.
Which also... Oh, there's that scene again.
Oh, so I recognise it now.
There's that scene from the movie we already figured out. It's funny because I've watched all the director's cuts of the Alien movies over the past week, and Alien 3, the assembly cut, because obviously, oh god, what's the name of the guy who directed Alien 3 and Fight Club?
David Fincher.
Fincher, yeah, Fincher didn't come back to do it, although he did consult a little with the person who wound up doing it. And it's interesting, it's almost completely different. Well, not completely different, but there's massive changes to the film.
When he said, Bonds, I was picturing it like a James Bond villain. So, Mr. Bonds, as in more than one of them. We meet
Mr.
again.
Bonds. I'm just gonna walk over here and be fat. Aww. So yeah, we've got a memo now. We're getting like a semi-promotion to Narcotics, and someone sprayed mace on the memo, and that burned the captain.
That's going beyond a prank, isn't it?
I know, like it's
That's
just...
like the pranks in Normality where we blew up a mall.
Let's... Pranks that hurt! Pranks that hurt!
Pranks that destroyed civic property and left a guard with a piece of metal jutting out of his skull.
He seemed happier for it.
Well, yes, but we didn't know that would happen.
No, that's kind of that's an outside bet to make.
Trepanation sort of gone out of style over the last several thousand years.
Drill a hole in my own head. Would have worked if you hadn't tried to stop me.
You know, it's finicky how much grenadine you need to put in a sunrise. A little bit too much, it just completely takes over the colour.
I don't know, you got kind of a nice layering going there. There's an orange on top and a red underneath.
You probably shouldn't drink them out of a wine glass, though. It's the only real, like, classy glass I've got.
Just put it in a tumbler. Who are you trying to impress?
I just like to get in the right mood. I mean, I could walk around my house naked all day, but I don't. There's such a thing as having standards even when there's no one around.
I don't know, man. I don't like my bits flopping about even when I'm alone.
Well, when I exercise first thing in the morning, I mean, I'll put some pants on.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
Because otherwise my bits flop about while I'm doing my star jumps.
You're now picturing naked Croshaw star jumps.
Yes. I mean, here's the mental
boing
image.
and boing and boing. Do they go? Do you get like a side to side, or is it just a strict up and down?
Well, as I said, I wear pants to prevent it.
So we'll never know.
I mean,
There's some fan art there.
Here's a lovely mental image for the viewer, for the listener. But I do sleep naked, So when I get up, I have to put something on before I do my morning routine.
I'm not comfortable sleeping naked. I usually got boxers and a singlet.
I just get too hot in the Queensland weather. And
I don't have a fan on me.
I don't have aircon here.
I keep a fan on me so I don't boil over. So yeah, now we're getting now we're getting some actual. We're doing that Sierra thing of now the plot kicks in.
Oh boy!
Halfway into the game.
Well, that wasn't always the case.
Yeah, we've got something approaching a goal.
Oh wait a minute. I'm trying to think of a Sierra game where the plot didn't kick in towards the end, but actually...
Did not one of the space quests kind of... I'm sure there's been a space quest or two that sort of had at least a faint overarching point from the get-go.
Thinking about it, I think most of the space quests, the plot doesn't actually start till quite a ways in. That's true with Space Quest 6, Space Quest 5... Oh, Space Quest 4, the plot starts straight away, because you're immediately sent back in time. But all the rest, no.
Time.
And I'd say the plot of Space Quest 1 kicks in straight away. But the rest of them, no. I mean, Space Quest 2, you have to escape the planet before you can go to the villain's base, and he explains what the plan was all along. Space Quest 5, you have to do standard duties as a space captain for half the game before the whole mutation stuff comes in. Space Quest 6, the game's called The Spinal Frontier because at the end of the game you go inside someone's body.
Yeah.
But the whole plot that leads to that doesn't kick in for a very, very long ways in. So yeah, it seems to be the rule rather than the exception.
Huh.
And Timothy Dalton again.
Yep, so this is me being vaguely promoted, like I'm kind of just, you're a detective today now. Don't have to do a test or
anything. We
anything.
haven't slept yet today.
Yes, I haven't slept. Had 2 showers though,
This is all one day.
It's enough to just shake the cobwebs off. Shit shower and a shave.
He's just getting by on coffee fumes at this point. Look at the way he's walking. He's walking like a man who's having to concentrate eternally on the next step in front of the other.
You can tell because my mood pants are green.
Duh! It's Orange Head Lady again.
I am the Space Queen!
Look at my tiny skull.
My giant body.
I grew this enormous hairdo to disguise my tiny alien head, but it didn't work.
I contain a universe of information.
Well, either that or she's wearing American football pads.
Oh, maybe she is, Actually, this was the early 90s, so shoulder pads.
That's what you have to do in the crazy world of narcotics, wear American football pads all day.
Yep. So you can tackle drugs. Front on. Tackle.
I noticed the sprite in the corner is wearing a completely different outfit to the sprite in the game.
Yeah, it is. There's no evading that.
That's a V-neck shirt, and that's a jacket.
Just looks like she's, just put a shirt shape on her, that'll do.
Blah, 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 blah. Lab coat, t-shirt, well, same diff, they're all white.
Put a blue rim on it there, that's a thing women wear.
Blah, 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 blah. Bulky jacket as well.
Yeah.
Or she's a fatty.
She's wearing 4 kinds of body armor.
I think she's just a normal person wearing a fat suit. That's why her head looks so tiny.
It's a social experiment.
Yeah.
Hypothesis. People are less attracted to fatties.
She's going to take that off after knowing you for 5 years and then explain how you mistreated her for her fatness.
I didn't mistreat you. I just wasn't interested in having sex with you. And now you're batshit insane.
So fat shamer. Just if you don't want to have sex with people who are hideously unattractive, then you're a bigot.
I hate that. I fucking hate that. No one's obligated to fuck you.
Now, this sounds like someone who's been on the receiving end of this a few times.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to go, it's not fair. It's like, so what? You can be the greatest peach in the world. Not everyone likes peaches, man.
Have you been hit on by fat birds?
No, a lot of gay dudes. A lot of bottoms.
Were they fat?
No, that was how I knew I wasn't gay. One of them was like a fucking crazy, I don't know, probably like a 10 in gay. Like, he's probably the most attractive person that's ever hit on me.
Well, maybe that's just wasn't your thing. Maybe you were more into the twink or the bear.
Oh, he was quite twinky.
He was a twinkie.
I get a lot of twinks, yeah.
Well, you should give the bear a go then.
It's just I get a lot of the, can you put your dick in me? Gay guys. Very upfront, too. I just wish I...
Doesn't that warm your heart to imagine his bristles rubbing against your cheek?
His chest hair gives good back rubs.
I got a beard. Do you want to try?
No, I do not want. That's... Oh my god.
You know your problem. You're insecure.
I don't want you rubbing your face on me.
Insecure.
That's not insecure. I bet you this is just how you get laid in general. You just go up to girls, hey, mind if I rub my face on you?
No,
yes.
then you're insecure.
Then you're insecure. then you just trap women with your, logic. They have to prove themselves by touching your genitals.
Well, you can prove you're not insecure by resting your hand on my thigh.
I don't want to touch you. Honestly, it's because I know you. It's not because you're a guy.
Okay. I'll try and set you up with a bear of my acquaintance then.
No, if I was gay, I'd probably go for, your little sprightly little twinks, your little lynx.
Is there a stereotype of gay men other than bears and twinks that people like?
As far as I know there are, but I just, I haven't really explored
George
that
Hamilton
much into it.
types with like strategic distinguished grey streaks in their hair?
I think he's a belt.
What?
He looks like he's made of leather.
Oh, I thought belt was like a euphemism.
It probably could be.
A euphemism for a gay
daddy.
Stereotype.
Yeah, belt. He's a little strict.
No, someone who looks like Mitt Romney.
Probably Mitt Romney.
Is that a gay thing?
He's
a distinguished
a Mormon,
looking gentleman.
So he's probably like, I love my wife, and I only think about ravishing gay sex 30 minutes out of every day.
Ravishing gay sex?
Grits
what
teeth.
An eccentric turn of phrase.
Now we're going to the court, because we have to stop this guy from getting out of jail. Because
Oh,
that guy was
going
to, this is the drug car that I get to drive now that I'm a detective.
Nice.
Yeah.
It suddenly turned into...
It's got blue stripes for speed.
Crockett and Tubbs. But one of those guys was called Sonny, weren't they?
What?
In Miami Vice.
I think so.
Okay then.
I don't know, I didn't watch an awful lot of Miami Vice.
Well, we're not Vice, we're Narcotics. Wait, are they the same? Because I remember when you were on the Vice desk in LA Noire, you did do a lot of narcotics-based crimes.
I don't think it might be like the departments may cross over depending on how much of your shit you're dealing with. Like if you have a lot of drugs, you might get a separate narcotics division, whereas if not, it's just generally under the Vice umbrella.
And I'm sure someone in the comments will take great pleasure in explaining it to us.
And you gotta feel useful somehow. So now we gotta talk to Judge Stone.
It's not necessary to touch the door. Just barge your way through it like a big man.
It says like I couldn't touch the door, and then I could. So it's just...
Hey, it's stereotypical black judge.
This is the only black dude in town.
With his...
This is like Blazing Saddles. He finally worked his way up to judge.
With that disapproving look over the non-existent glasses sort of look that they have.
Oh.
Oh no, he's the toughest judge in the state of California.
Tough on criminals or on police? Like...
Made of beef jerky and wood, he is.
It's famous jerked wood. So now I gotta give him the file of information that was just sitting around.
Blah, 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 blah.
A red rose
over their nipple.
That would hurt to get.
Yeah, I've heard like the chest and sternum ones are amongst the worst.
Well, nipples, man. Those
Actually,
are a
what I've heard is the most painful tattoo is the fingers.
Yeah, there's a lot of nerve endings there.
There's no muscle there. It's just skin onto bone.
Just skin and nerve. You feeling this, buddy? You feeling it? You liking that? Yeah, look at that.
Yay! We're friends with the judge.
Now we're buddies. We're gonna play like the poker and discuss crime.
Wait, why is the judge white now?
It's his special disguise.
Oh, your 256 color palettes.
So it allows him to.
Why is the judge and the bailiff got the exact same head, but slightly different skin tones?
The court stenographer looked like a fire when I first walked in. I was like, what the fuck's that? Oh.
Was that just the pooey hair again?
Yeah, it was kind of like... It wasn't poo, it was kind of like this strange assembly of white and slightly orangey colors. Just rippling away, so just... Yeah, I thought... I clicked on the car, I just go, oh, off I go.
Way! Gotta give it a wide berth.
Tricked you. I'm just fucking with you.
Fucking flies.
Just funning you.
Fucking flies want my grenadine.
There's no flies. Just what? I got nothing. Seeing things. Got a case of the tequila flies.
That sounds like something else. That sounds like it's some kind of sexually transmitted disease.
I think if you put like a booze or drug reference in front of it, it's generally going to sound like...
Like if you have trouble undoing your trousers, it's referred to as a case of the tequila flies.
Yeah, I think I've had that, like, trying to pee, and then it's sort of like the zip just hooks on the first button on a funny angle, and you're just there going, ah!
I should say fly for the international audiences. Because this is something that confused my American girlfriend one time. I said flies to mean the zipper. Mm. And they only say fly in America in that context. Oh,
now the fly's on the screen. You jerk.
I said there was one.
It's sniffing Sonny. It's tasting him for excrement.
The listeners won't know.
Well, that's why we're narrating the fly. Now it's Yahtzee and Gabe and Fly.
Well, the fly pissed off because you moved that piece of paper over it.
Yeah, it's scared Fly. I'm sorry, Fly.
You said fly so many times the word's starting to lose all meaning. It's got no vowels.
It's gonna have its own YouTube channel.
I think that guy behind the desk's head just exploded. Or his eyes are bleeding or something.
So this is turning into a Hellraiser game, just subtly.
That's low resolution for you.
That'd be kind of fun. Like, the game starts out like Police Quest, just slowly turns into like this fucking bizarre...
No, I know what happened. The gremlin infused all the desks on the papers on our desk with LSD. And now everyone's faces are melting.
Everybody's a tomato. I'm a police officer. How are you, Mr. Pistol?
My car's like 6 feet wider than it looks.
No, perspective.
Hey, it's just like the Back to the Future car. Oh, that was quick.
Yep. Here's Betty's shoulder pads.
Hey, it's the Fat Bird.
Destroyer of worlds.
A drug deal's going down at Bird's Park. Wait, don't we need to go back to the courthouse?
No, we just had to get a thing and then give them the thing and then tell them that they can't do the thing anymore. Well, it was basically... So the guy was going to get out on bail, so we had to go through his file and find out that he's really this guy and then say that he's not, safe to be let out.
How convenient.
Yep.
So now you're going to Le Parc.
Yeah, so now we're actually going into the park to...
Bird's Park. Where's
catch a drug bust.
Where's Ernie's Park?
It's probably the little one just down at the bottom there.
That's what
Ernie was the bottom.
That's what I'm reduced to. Which one was the one with the flatter head?
That's Ernie. Bert's the pinhead.
Yes.
Hey, Bert.
Not even going to try to do a bird voice.
That's not even an Ernie impression. That's nothing.
Can I just do the Bane voice instead?
Yeah, do it. Do Bane and Ernie.
Bane and Ernie.
Yeah, Bane and Ernie. Like he's trying to teach Ernie to count.
Yes. Do you feel in control, Ernie?
Sesame Street's word of the day: control.
I'm necessary evil. That was him twisting Ernie's head around.
Yep. Breaking his wrist.
Hey! They forgot the inverted comma in Bert's. Are we supposed to believe that it's a park for Bert's now?
Yeah,
where it's just a whole bunch of Bert's gathering around in a field?
They gather every spring to molt.
Okay, oh no! Someone's dealing the bad drugs.
Someone turned off the electric fence on the Berts.
We better stop the naughty men from dealing the bad drugs. Always feels a little bit quaint when they refer to these things just as drugs.
Yeah.
The generic term.
Yeah, cocaine. Are we dealing cocaine or is it weed? What are we doing here?
It's drugs. It's bad drugs. It's the strong kind of drugs. We'd better stop them before...
Bert, the elusive gardener. And that's just this. If you leave a bowl of grape nuts on your front porch when the moon is full, Bert will come and tend your lawn.
That was a little bit non sequitur.
Yeah. So, it says you have to hide behind bushes, and I'm like, alright, do I have to operate a bush? No, you just gotta walk near a bush.
That's the cop life for you. Hiding behind bushes. In many ways, it's a lot like being a cottager.
Coppaging. So, yeah, you just gotta hide behind a bush with your gun drawn in a park. It'll be fine. No one might
be doing this. Shouldn't this thing be doing, a bit more backup?
Yeah,
What did you do? What did you do there?
That was when it glitched again.
Oh.
And so it just went straight to a death.
So I think that was just your heart stopping with the excitement.
Peak! I love that.
Dude.
I am watching!
Look at him. Dude.
Yeah.
He's like the Monty Python head.
Yeah, it's just
appearing over
Terry Gilliam just looming around. Ning, 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 ning.
Oh, I think he's going to come up again.
Yeah, there he is. Can't see me. You can't see me. I'm behind a bush.
Is that biker from before?
No, this is the sidekick from Home Improvement.
Oh, FMV.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't ever be late again.
Hey, it's Joseph Gordon-Levitt with a mullet.
So him from Third Rock from the Sun. Basically every drug dealer kid from Degrassi. What's a drug dealer look like? Leather jacket and glasses and shit.
Oh wait, I think the other guy's Matt Berry. Man, you're shit.
So yeah, that's... You say freeze police and he runs away and then it just says, okay, you should say halt or something.
Well,
and you can't change what you say to him. So... It doesn't really give you a clue. It just says, you gotta say halt. You have to just scream freeze at him, like, straight away. Like, there's this bizarre sweet spot that you have to click on him.
This is definitely the Watch Dogs crime averting minigame.
Yep, except I can't avert the crime, because then I can't arrest him.
Oh, you fucked it up.
Yeah. And this took me fucking forever, because there was one point where I did it too early, and then it's just like, oh, no, it doesn't count either. I love just the way his sprite's not moving at all. Like, it's just sort of just sliding back and forth.
So are both these men called Bert?
Yeah.
They are the Berts.
Only
Bert
legal
Park.
to Bert and Bert Park. Bert.
So I'm guessing maybe the smaller sprites might have been rotoscoped off this sort of thing as well.
Probably.
And that's because that guy's appearance
Freeze!
quite reminiscent.
Halt! Gun in face.
Look at you bending over.
Yeah.
Like you're all sticking your bum out like you're...
My gun makes my prostate tickle.
Sticking your bum out like... I'm trying to think of an analogy, but my mind keeps going to gay sex again. And I think that's beneath me.
Tequila Sunrises. Boys, if you're ever curious, Yahtzee and Tequila Sunrises.
Sticking your bum out like you're one of the dancers in that sequence towards the end of Blazing Saddles.
And then you have to handcuff.
What? Why did someone else brought up the rubber hose again?
Yeah, I don't know, I've never heard that one.
This is the enema recommend technique. Hey, nice jacket, buddy.
Yeah. That was probably cocaine. Very good, Bonds.
And it turned out to be flour for his cookies.
Shit. So just... collected some drug dealers who were interrupting all the
fat bird caught the other one with her
frenzied
massive
Bert
girth.
sex. Just speared him like Goldberg. Just
Just bounced off her like a pinball bumper as he was leaving the park.
Fucking drug dealing lumberjack is just nursing a busted sternum.
She looks a bit like Dexter's sister. If it weren't for the tiny head, of course.
Boy, that show went downhill.
I haven't watched it since the what's his name? Oh, I had it.
Bald dude from Third Rock with the Sun.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
his name. What's his name? I know his name. It is...
My brain keeps saying John Lovitz, and I know that's not the answer. Shut up, brain.
The more I try to reach it, the more it slips away. That guy.
Yeah. He was in Harry and the Hendersons.
Yes, and he was the villain in Cliffhanger.
Yeah. Which... kind of a weird turn. I think he was in,
Oh, I nearly had it there, but, like... I got distracted by someone's face and said Belushi. John...
Can you get it before I Google it?
Then John Barrowman came up for some reason.
I know, it's fucking awful. It's driving me insane. Are you going to get it?
Nah, I've lost it.
John Lithgow.
Oh! John Lithgow.
Yeah.
Of course.
Who was also in the Twilight Zone movie, I think?
He's been in a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's a career actor. Of course he has.
Lithgowiness. How do we even get onto that?
Oh, we're driving again.
Yeah, we're driving the kid to jail.
That's...
So at the end of that, we were interrogating the kid in front of the hardened dealer, which is exactly not what you're supposed to do.
Well, yes.
The hardened dealer threatened the kid.
You're supposed to be able to get them in and say, hey, your buddy squealed.
Yeah. Okay, so you see how I've got the arrow turned right there to go in, and I'm like clicking on it a bunch of times?
Yep.
Yeah. What? Ding!
Hey!
There goes the jail.
Sped straight past it. Is it possibly because you're going too fast?
No, the speed is irrelevant. You can be cranking it at 65 and it slows down and takes the turn.
Well, who the hell starts going on patrol without having a few shots first?
Yep. Just
takes the edge off.
To calm me down.
No, honestly, I drive better when I'm drunk.
Eases the shakes. But yeah, that was the time when I knew, because the first few times I was like, alright, maybe it's me fucking up, but then I just watched it go pop, and I was like, alright, you're fucking with me, game. You're fucking with me.
Is the street called Poppy because of drugs?
Yeah, it's named after the poppy fields that's just below the park, Burt Park there.
This town is just a big slum, isn't it?
It is just hell-bent on becoming a hellish tale of urban decay.
Slum, 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 slum. Lovely slum, wonderful slum.
John Lithgow. The character actor for the day is John Lithgow.
He has a very distinctive round face.
Large domed forehead. I think he's related to the Pachycephalosaurus. I think he's able to butt through objects with that skull.
Okay, that might explain why his eyes seem to be too large for his head.
Lets him spot predators.
Oh, you only got a 3-door. You gone down in the world, Sonny Bonds.
Yeah, it's my silly blue lightning drug car.
You gotta push your seat forward to let people out.
Car just screams narc. Yeah, don't keep the lady waiting, or so help me God, she will jackhammer you.
And no one's running again.
No. You can't run from Lady Goldberg.
I just want to see someone being manhandled. Is that so much to ask?
It's more conceptual. Lady Goldberg just instills that kind of fear. To a human being.
What have you done?
There's it glitching again, and then...
what was that image?
I rebooted the save. Yes! Try and figure out what movie that's a scene from.
Was that your desktop wallpaper?
No, I actually found a thing that lets me make GIFs desktop wallpapers again, so I alternate between a really nice high HD one of the dude just tapping his finger listening to his Walkman, and one of Zed from Pulp Fiction doing Eeny Meeny Miny Mo.
Jesus Christ, it's yellow-skinned Jim Belushi.
Ah, God. Is him in a tanning booth. I wonder what Jim's up to.
We're making another shitty sitcom?
Yep, I'm gonna guess that too.
So that picture I saw briefly looked like someone standing on a gantry.
The wrong brother lived. Yes. Yes.
Or someone with a gun on a gantry?
No. So this is 20 questions. I'll yes and no, yes and no's. You'll get yes and no's.
I didn't see much.
No, you did not. But we've already got a lot. Gantry, not a gun.
Was it a film made in the 80s?
No.
Was it science fiction?
Yes.
Was it Aliens?
Close.
Was it in the Alien series?
Yes.
So it was Alien?
No.
Alien 3?
No.
Alien Resurrection?
Yes.
Ah.
That is Ron Perlman doing his gorilla impression at the start of Alien Resurrection.
Before he dropped the knife in Dominic Pignon's leg?
Yep, exactly that moment.
Yes, I remember that.
I'm your fake maid here for a dance.
Jesus Christ. And this
sexy in progress.
And this guy is really fucking miserable, isn't he? This is gonna help, is it?
Yeah, it's gonna cheer him up. For some fake female attention and meaningless sexuality. That's...
He's not even looking at it.
Should have done some stretches.
This is the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my life. Hey, did you get a good look of the skirt?
Happy birthday, go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He was really into that.
Yeah, apparently he enjoyed the shit out of that. No, there's a bit later where he's really sad.
She's done. Not getting paid by the hour here.
That excruciating process. Yeah, this is great. I'm happy. Look at my face. Raisins.
Besides lunatics.
Raisins, bikers, and lunatics and cults.
Yeah.
And marijuana.
Oh, his skin tone just changed as he was doing that.
Changes to full white when he wants to exercise authority.
Why are we, as well as following police procedures, also following Sonny Bonds' atrocious social life?
Yeah, it's watching Sonny socialize. So now you have to shower and go to a fucking cafe.
This is the bit that would be skipped in most police procedurals.
Yeah,
unless like there was going to be a drive-by shooting at it or something.
Yeah, like those bits in Law and Order where it's like, oh, you know, here's the results of 8 hours of canvassing, and you don't see the 8 hours of canvassing.
I'm almost afraid to check how much video is left.
Dun, 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 dun. I gotta play some of those Law and Order games.
If we're not halfway, I'm going to be quite annoyed. Fuck!
We're almost halfway.
Fucking... No, we're fucking not. We're a third.
It's like 3 hours. What do you... Dude, I had to play it.
At least you could have done was check for a speed slider, so you could saunter very quickly everywhere. I'm pretty sure it would have had one. Most Sierra games did.
It probably does. You'll probably see it when I save the game, so I wasn't looking for it.
Yeah.
2, 6, and my number of toes, 9.
I was going to say, this is just the number of times I've masturbated this week. See, it's not a great code for a locker, because you have to increment it by 20 at the end of every day.
I kept worrying that, like, 'cause it keeps mentioning that I'm going to get mildew on my towel, and, like, part of me was worrying that I'm just like, this is going to be a Sierra kill screen coming up, like, towel mildew evolved and ate you.
You died of mildewy towel.
Yeah, it attacked your genitals.
Everyone hates you so much because of your mildewy towel.
Yeah. Like when you don't wipe in Leisure Suit Larry, and it's just like, you smell like poo, game over, haha.
You are shunned by society. You must now go and join a Tibetan society of monks.
Right. I didn't click that, and now I'm just like, oh, you're going the other way. Why? Now I have to do a lap.
Because...
Because fuck you.
Because you're in a really weird car. Your car has a mind of its own. It's actually your mother. Come back to life as a car.
This is a mixture of Knight Rider and My Mother the Car.
Like in the documentary, My Mother the Car.
It's a weird show. There's clips of it on YouTube.
Yes.
That was TV. That was TV in the olden days.
That was weird American television.
Did you ever see that other show, Small Wonder, about the little girl who was a robot?
I know of it. I never watched it.
I never watched loads
much
of that.
American television.
I think that came on right before Punky Brewster.
I think British... I mean, you grew up in Australia, but British television was good enough we didn't have to import that much American stuff.
We import heaps.
I know.
So it's just
if it's
nothing but British and American shows, and
all...
occasionally we'd produce something with a Canadian company.
Yeah.
So, like, Round the Twist, there's a great piece of Australian export of terrifying fucking Paul Jennings stories.
Yeah, I watched the shit out of that when in Britain.
Yeah, I didn't know it got exported. I didn't know it was like a fucking thing. So
there was, I think I've told you before, quite a lot of Australian children's dramas got exported.
Yeah, the one thing we made.
I remember thinking it must be Australia's major export.
It probably tragically is, because we barely make anything else. Because as local content rules count like game shows and news.
What's going on? There's a crowd of people.
Dooley's really's got his hands full. So yeah, there's a subplot of like there being a gremlin at the police station who's playing pranks, which doesn't seem responsible. And here's one of the pranks.
Okay.
There's a chicken in Dooley's office.
Why is it rolling around on the desk?
I don't know, maybe it's in the throes of birth.
It literally just looks like it's doing rolls. So
yeah, there's someone going around the office playing silly buggers.
That's an elaborate prank. I'm guessing Lytton. I'm guessing Lytton is surrounded by rural communities.
Probably. I think there's a farm somewhere in Lytton. I don't know. There's like a patch that looks like farm.
In California?
Yeah, why not?
What the fuck grows in California?
A series by Ian M. Banks when he's writing his sci-fi.
Okay.
So I am now up to the player of games, which is already an awful lot better than Consider Phlebas.
Seems a bit redundant. That's like saying the barber of hair.
That'd be a good name for a barber. Because then you can kind of... Because there are so many barbershops these days that are like combination barber, tattoo parlor, and coffee store bar.
The prostitute of blowies.
Hello, I'm the whore of vaginas.
Look at the olden days when barbershops were also doctor's surgeries and dentists.
Yeah. We have sharp metal things, so we'll do all your sharp metal thing jobs.
We truly lived in nightmarish times a couple of 100 years ago.
Oh yeah. Well, isn't the barber pole, like, or is this an urban legend? Like the blood and pus spiraling into a draining bucket? Because it was a boil lancery as well.
That does sound like an apocryphal story, yes.
I don't know, I've read that in a few places, but I've never bothered to really check.
Maybe they just wanted a distinctive colour, so you'd know that was a barber.
Come and get your pus strained!
Like how you know someone's a conservative because they wear a blue tie.
Really? I didn't know that.
A conservative politician, because that's the colour of their party.
Huh. Is that an American thing?
In the UK.
Oh, okay.
In the UK, the Conservatives are blue,
Huh.
and Labour are red. Labour, the traditionally more working class party.
And then Tony Blair happened for a while.
Well, yes. In old Tory Tony. But in America, it's the other way around. The Republicans are red, and the left-wing Democrats are blue.
Everything's... And, yeah, our Conservative Party in Australia is called the Liberal Party.
Yeah.
Shenanigans.
It's confusing.
And our hyper-conservative racist party is called the Gay Marriage and Free Weed Party.
Wow, this joint is jumping.
I know, look at it.
Is that Steve?
There is a speed slider.
Sitting rigid with fury at the table.
Yeah,
with his teeth grinding away.
Steve, I don't think this is Steve, exactly. I think this is another guy. Because we have to be nice to him now, because he's having troubles, Yahtzee. We're helping him.
Oh, help the man with his troubles, you monster.
Yeah, we're going to be nice to poo on each other.
Yes, and have shitty towels.
That one guy has got to be so fucking pruned.
You're gonna have to wear that mildewy towel as a robe for the rest of your life.
Yeah, get a scarlet M burnt into your head. Mildewy. Pants are white on the rack, black on me.
Yes.
And I'm not allowed to, which is a shame, because I think the white dress pants look good on anybody.
They look kind of green to me.
Yeah, the colour kind of changes a little bit.
Is it like Conrad's t-shirt in Flashback? Because that, depending on what version of Flashback you play, that thing kept changing colour from scene to scene. Like in the main gameplay it was pink, in some cutscenes it was white, in some cutscenes it was blue.
We haven't decided what colour it's going to be this time, fuck it.
Well, of course, in that game you were up against shape-changing aliens, so maybe that was the twist.
So it turns out he was a replicant after all.
Just your vest was. That's how they knew. That's how they knew where you were.
Gonna give it the vest camp test.
Oh, it's raining. But my windows have been fixed, so I don't mind so much.
With filthy, filthy glass.
Well, the
That's
tradies...
fascinating. The glaziers just came in, yeah, here's a bit of bum glass, have it.
Well, the tradies who came in to do it weren't exactly, you know, wearing top hats and tails when they were doing it.
So they were tradies.
Yeah, and they were like treading dirt in the carpet all the way through.
A friend...
Sodbury was quite incensed.
When I was in high school, a friend of mine was having his house renovated while he was still living there, and he just woke up one morning to his door gone. His bedroom door was gone, and just two tradesmen fucking monkeying around with his door jamb. One of them bashes his finger with a bit of wood, and the other one just goes, "You fucking dickhead!" And that was like the first 30 seconds of his morning.
Yeah, that was kind of the impression I was getting. I shouldn't talk shit. They did fix my windows.
All tradies are scum, is the point that Cormac's trying to get to.
Right.
I think. Just me slowing down to try and work out where I'm going.
Right. So, read any good books lately?
I'm continuing to go through the culture